what I wanted to share was a story from a place called Olima, also known as Point Reyes Station. Olima is just across the Golden Gate Bridge in Marin County, north of San Francisco. And we were bowing, and I was very aware that I only had to go through Marin County, Sonoma County, Mendocino County, and my pilgrimage was done. We estimated it would be 6 months from where we were to arrive at City of 10,000 Buddhas. So we'd already been bowing for 2 years. And the pressure suddenly hit me that, number one, I was not enlightened yet, and I had 6 months to get enlightened, or trouble. Oh no. So what's that called? That's called wangxiang. That's called false thinking. Completely false thinking, because I wasn't paying attention to the bowing anymore. I was watching the clock and seeking. There's greed, and there's seeking, and there's success and failure, and false thinking. And it hit me strongly that this was a problem now. What was I going to do? And so with this much, you could say, greed and seeking, and the frustration of thinking, wow, what if I fail in my pilgrimage? What a bummer. There has to be somebody to blame. It's got to be Heng Chao. It's Marty. It's his fault. Clearly, it's his fault that I'm not enlightened yet. And this is doubly false thinking, seeking outside, dividing between self and others' rights and wrongs, right? The mind is full of duality. So what happens? Anger. Angry thoughts. Sunday morning, bowing through this little tiny one-street village called Point Reyes Station, Sunday morning, and Shifu had told us clearly, our instructions were, don't get angry, no matter what. That's the worst thing you can possibly do while bowing on a pilgrimage, because why? You lose your invisible protection. If you allow yourself to get angry while you're doing the work of sages, Tianlong Babu, the gods, the dragons, the Eightfold Pantheon, any bodhisattvas invisibly or devas who were protecting you, if they were there, they go away. How can they possibly protect the Dharma of somebody who's angry? That doesn't work. That's a big mistake. And the other monks who did the pilgrimage before us got the same teaching and encountered the same problem. So here I was, Sunday morning, coming around the corner, Point Reyes Station, and just thinking, boy, what a mistake. I'm going all the way to this way and haven't gotten enlightened. Samantabhadra Bodhisattva hasn't appeared to rub the crown of my head. What's wrong? Somebody's got to be at fault. So coming around the corner, and here in Point Reyes Station, this little town, little tiny town, there were 3 guys sitting on the front porch of the general store, the only store in town, waiting for it to open, because this was like 7:30 in the morning. We just started bowing. And these 3 guys, they were some pretty tough-looking characters. They probably had been out partying the night before, maybe were hungover, maybe they'd been drinking too much, and they were a little frustrated because they couldn't get more until the store opened. They were sitting on the deck. We were bowing on the left side of the road, facing traffic, and they were on the right side of the street, this little street, and they go, "Hey, amigo, hey, look at that. What do you think they're doing, ma? I don't know, but maybe we could have some fun, you know?" So these guys are like, they're about to come across the street and find out what we're doing with their intention of having some fun, right? And so I'm thinking, uh-oh, did I let myself get angry? Has the protection gone? And the answer is yes, obviously, because these guys are going, Hey, you want the one in front, man? I wonder if I could step on his head. Yeah, let's try it, you know. They're pumping themselves up to come across the street and you know, have some fun. We are the new entertainment on Sunday morning that's just bowed into town, and they are ready to beat us up. So as I'm bowing, I'm going, Amidovo, I'm so sorry, Guanyin Pusa, I shouldn't have gotten angry. And of course, Marty, behind me, bowing along, he has no idea what's going on in my head. All he knows is these three guys are now paying a lot of attention to us. And he's the Dharma protector, and Shifu has told him he cannot use his Taekwondo black belt to protect me. He has to use kindness and compassion. But if me, the bowing monk, has let my mind get angry, what can the Hufa, the Dharma protector, do? Okay, so just at the point, these guys are standing up, they're lacing up their boots, they're coming across the street. Suddenly, up the road comes a familiar blue station wagon from Gold Mountain Monastery. The door opens. Out steps a monk in yellow robes, goes over to sit down on the bench in front of the general store with the three amigos, puts his arms around them and sits back. Good morning, good morning, how are you? And these three guys are like, what? What is this? Master Hua reaches into his robes and brings out some candy and hands them some Baitu, white rabbit candy. Baitu Tangguo. Here we go. Yeah, how are you doing? Are you okay? Nice to see you. Good morning, Sunday morning. Good day, you know. And I'm trying to shrink into the, drop into the earth a little bit, be invisible. And the Shifu pats him on the back and he says, come over, we bow together, okay? We bow together. No, that's okay, Padre. No, gracias, Padre. No. You know, they're like laughing. They're like puppies who've just been patted on the head, you know, by Padre, who they recognize this is a religious person. And they're laughing, and all of the negativity and the anger is just broken, gone, right, in a blink. And so Master Hua comes over, and he looks at me and he says, do you think this is a joke? He says, when I tell you not to get angry, you can't get angry. And I'm, how did Shifu know my state of mind? How did he show up just at the moment that we were about to get stomped into the highway and make it all okay? So out of the station wagon comes Bhikshu Hangguan and a special guest, a general from the army of the Republic of China, a Taiwanese general, General Wang, who had come to Gold Mountain to see Master Hua. And Shifu said, oh, do you want to go see my Sanbui Bai? So here's the general. Here is General Wang. You can't see him in this picture. This is me. Here are the three amigos across the way at the general store. And here is Master Hua, who has completely pacified them and made everything okay. Here's Bhikshu Hangguan. Here's the general. Here's General Wang. Now, this is me looking ashamed. Here is Marty thinking, what's going on? What's happening here? Here is Shifu, and here is Hangguan. So when I heard that a major had come out to visit Master Empty Cloud, I thought, oh, I remember when the general came to see me and how I felt like an idiot. That's the feeling I carried. Here is Shifu just completely dispelling any of the negativity and kind of setting me straight again, too. So that's my story of visits from military officials during 3 Steps, 1 Bow pilgrimages. Master Empty Cloud didn't feel ashamed at all. He had nothing to be ashamed of. But that was one of my lasting memories of how not to do it. So, boy oh boy, when you are trying to do the work of sages, you can't let yourself get angry. Amitofo. So, true story.
各位善知识，我没有什么高深奥妙的道理对各位讲，我就希望呢，咱们所有的佛教徒，年轻的和壮年的和老年的佛教徒，你最低限度啊，不要发脾气。所谓千日打柴一火焚，你一发脾气啊，星星之火烧去功德之灵。这个无明火，你有脾气啊，这叫无明火。什么叫无明火呢？无明就是糊涂火，就是糊涂，就是不明白。你不明白，要一发火，就把你所有的功德都烧去了。只因一着错，输了满盘棋。方法，那么嗔就是嗔恨，恚也就是生怒气、发脾气，这种都是障道的因缘，都是烦恼障道的因缘。那么这个要有对治的方法，对治这个嗔恚的方法是什么呢？就是要用这个忍辱，忍辱就是度嗔恚。你要不能忍辱，就是嗔恚了；你要能忍辱，嗔恚没有了，就对这个烦恼障，用忍辱来对治它。